When my therapist told me to forgive my mama, I said, girl, are we talking about the same person? We can't be talking about the same person that you want me to forget. We can't be talking about the same person. Hi, my name is Brianna. Welcome back to my channel where I talk about manifestation and self-help videos. And if you like that kind of content, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Now, in today's video, we're going to be talking about mother wounds. Now, mother wounds are very, very tough, especially if you are AFAB, if you were assigned female at birth, if you are identifying as a woman. Mother wounds are tough and rough, and in this video we're going to be talking about how to navigate those very difficult mother wounds and what are some consequences if we don't navigate those mother wounds. The first thing that I want to say about this topic is that mother wounds can leave you feeling extremely insecure. It can leave you to have dysfunctional relationships with other women. It can also manifest in sacral chakra issues, so having a hard time being creative. It could also look like reproductive issues when we're talking about the health side. Another thing that this can manifest is as an overactive hypermasculine, feeling as if there's no one there for you, that there's no one there to help you, that you have to do everything alone and by yourself. The reason why mother wounds cause these feelings is because that initial connection that you have to the feminine is wounded. Therefore, it leaves a reliance on the masculine, right? Especially if you are AFAB or you identify as a woman. Another thing to consider when it comes to mother wounds is there is a lot of insecurity, there's a lot of second guessing, there's a lot of guilt, and there's a lot of shame. You may feel as though your mom never gave you what you wanted as a kid. You may never received the mother love that you've seen on TV or that your kids or that you've seen other kids get. And this can manifest as feeling like, why you? Why me? Why am I going through this? Oh my God, the world is out to get me. And it definitely may feel this way because that initial comfort, that relationship that you were supposed to have with the divine feminine is wounded. Okay. So, how do we navigate this? Well, the first thing that we have to understand is that our parents, this is their first time being parents. Okay. And if you have a mother wound, this means likely that they also have a mother wound. Okay? That means that they have a very difficult relationship with their mothers and therefore may have a difficult relationship with you. There is a strain that is happening that is a pattern. Another thing to keep in mind when we're talking about our parents being first time parents, first time living on this planet, we also have to understand a lot of moms only see themselves when they look at their kids. Fathers do this too, but we're not talking about them. We're talking about mothers right now, right? So mothers have a tendency to look at their daughters and see them as mini versions of themselves. And this could be very, very harmful as in projecting those ideas onto you. What this could look like is whenever your mother feels the need to go on a diet, that means that you have to go on a diet too. It looks like whenever they're getting into something, you can't get into it too. It's their thing. It's my thing. I did notice that this is a common trend with younger mothers. They had maybe limited time to be young and be fun and fresh and like get their life together, and therefore they have a hard time like being adults and taking accountability, whatever. The second thing that we have to understand when it comes to mother wounds is that likely your mother does not feel very safe. Somewhere along the line, your mother also learned that maybe people might not always be there to help her. This can look like, oh my God, I'm a maid in this house, no one's helping me with anything, even though you definitely helped her with the dishes and the trash, and you definitely helped her make the bed and change the sheets, and you definitely helped her change the laundry. But in her head, because she is stuck in survival mode for so much, she cannot see or imagine a life where there is someone there to help. So I do want us to understand first that our mother wounds comes from a very, very insecure, hurt, immature maybe even mother, right? Nobody chooses to be in pain. No one does. right? They may accidentally choose it and try to choose something else, but no one actively chooses. I would like to say that chances are your mother was doing what their mother was doing, and that the experiences that they inflict on you was a very, very unfortunately huge projection onto you. Okay? So, what do we do about it? What do we do about these mother wounds, right? I would say the first step is to create a community within yourself. That is the first step. Understanding that you are deserving of love. You are deserving of a community. There is nothing wrong with you. If you have flaws, improve on them. Flaws doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you. Stop feeling so much guilt from your family. Stop feeling so much shame. You are who you are. You are the way the universe made you, and that is something to be proud of. A lot of us, when it comes to mother wounds, myself included, it's like you're trying to reach an impossible standard. But then when you realize that you can create the standard, a lot of that pressure falls off your shoulders. So the first step is understanding that you can take control over your own life. Understand that, live that, breathe in that freedom and take control over your life. Okay, accept yourself. The second thing that we can do is, I don't necessarily fully suggest this for everyone because everyone's life is different. Give yourself some time away from your mother. Understand what you like. I'm sure a lot of us, when they realize that they spend a lot of time away from their mothers, they tend to feel very secure, very happy, like doing all these new ventures. And then when they talk to their mother again, they're back in that insecure trap. Give yourself time away, even if it's a day or maybe if it's a week or a few days. Really understand who you are without your mother's influence. A lot of us with mother wounds, unfortunately, live for our mothers. We feel like we have to always appease them. But if we give just some breath, and this could also just be like mental space too. It doesn't have to be physical. Just give yourself a little bit of space in order to just figure out who are you without your mother's influence. Right? Like I said earlier, if our mothers are constantly projecting themselves onto us, they see us as little mini versions of them. We eventually become mini versions of them too. And now we have to learn, who are we without our mother's influence? Okay? The third thing that we have to do is, we got a lot of journal work to do. A lot of journal work to do. A lot of people with abandonment, a lot of people with mother issues also have abandonment issues, also has father wounds, also have all of these things that makes us feel insecure. But you want to know what the root of all of these is. The root is feeling unsafe. Somewhere along the line with mother wounds, we were taught that being who we are was not going to keep us safe. As an adult, we have a choice that we can be who we are and try to create our own feeling of safety, okay? Where journaling comes in. What makes you feel safe? What makes you feel good? What are your triggers? How does your family trigger you? How does your mother trigger you? Why does your mother trigger you? What expectations do you want to live up to? What expectations do your family want you to live up to? Is there a compromise there? Right? And then the fifth thing that we have to do, and the next thing that we have to do, is surround ourselves with beautiful, amazing, helpful, loving, feminine energy. I'm not going to say other women that may help for you, but this could just be feminine energy in general. A lot of men have some feminine energy as well, and that could be a lot of healing to women who have mother wounds, because it's showing us that femininity does not mean weakness. There's actually a lot of power in femininity. And that way we don't have to have such a horrible relationship with femininity, because it is a part of our power. Okay? Like, we want to say, well, yeah, we're masculine, we could do everything, we can handle everything, and that's great. That's awesome. But let's not forget that there's always a balance of energies. If you're doing so much and pushing yourself and forcing yourself to do all these things, you're going to reach a crash. That feminine energy comes in to balances you out, normalize rest. So surround yourself with people who can help you endorse that. And this is why I say be very, very careful with this, because there are a lot of men out there women included, that see women who have strong mother wounds and know that they want to just prove they want to just prove themselves, they want to just work 10 times harder, and they take advantage. Okay, we all know and seen those stories of those very, very big ambitious women and men swooping in and messing up their whole lives and taking advantage of their ability to want to please and want to do and want to help and want to prove. Surround yourself with people who remind you that you are enough and that you deserve the world. Okay? And then of course the last thing that we're going to do with all of our issues, with all of our traumas that we do, we're going to release it. Now, when my therapist told me to forgive my mama, I said, girl, are we talking about the same person? We can't be talking about the same person that you want me to forgive. We can't be talking about the same person. We can't be talking about the same person. But then she reminded me that forgiveness is a selfish act. Forgiveness. Because forgiveness is releasing. So that's why I would rather use the word releasing, because I think forgiving could be triggering for some people. So we're going to use the word releasing. But in reality, it is forgiving, right? If you say, I release my mother's hurt, I release my mother's inflict on me, I release my mother's traumas, my mother's impact on me, I release it. I no longer have attachment to it. Obviously, you're going to need to say this over and over again for it to work. But what you are doing is you're letting go. Letting go is a form of forgiveness. All of those things that your mother may have said or done to you in the past, and if you're still dealing with it, understand that your mom was much younger than you at one point, who likely had to deal with a lot of pain and issues. Now, what she did was not okay. Not saying that it was okay, but a lot of our mothers were very, very scared. I mean, let's talk about it, because the 90s, the 80s, the 70s, the 50s, oh my God, that was a scary time. Even the early 2000s with the economic crash, that was a scary time, right? They are frightened. They're scared. They're living out of fear. And a lot of them are still so stuck in their traumatic lives. But that is not, and it will never be, a reflection of you and who you are capable of. So release it. Just release it. Forgive her. Let it go. Move on. It's going to be hard. It's going to take a long time. But if you remind yourself that your mother was once a scared little girl trying to figure things out, and like I said, if we have all these mother wounds, they're likely figuring out it alone. Feeling a lot of anxiety, scared, depression, single motherhood. It's a lot. So if you could just think for 1 second, like, maybe that's why she did that. It wasn't okay though. But that was wild what she went through though. Like, what she went through was pretty wild. It wasn't okay how she acted, but it was wild. Give them some grace, give them some distance, and just let it go and release. I really, really hope that you understand what I'm saying here. I'm not telling us to run to our mothers, hug them, and kiss them, and be like, oh my God, like, you're just the best mother ever. Never said that. That didn't come out of my mouth. All I said was, we have to release the hold that those mother wounds have on us. And one of the ways to do that is forgiveness, okay? So, if you like this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!